We'll start with you again, Barrison Basia, since you've also delved deeply into this story before. This is another case of an individual lying lifeless, beheaded. And according to the eyewitness, they already pointed to the trademarks of Mbororos. But then the Mbororo brothers, who are not the armed set of Mbororos, say otherwise. So, looking at the entire scenario, is this just the result of what you mentioned earlier, where there is no law, disorder follows, and criminality taken to the street? Or is there something more that is behind this sad reality?
Well, in addition to the lawlessness, it is also a political weapon being used by the government. See, the Mororos and the other people did not start existing together today. They were there in southern Cameroon. They've all reared cows, and other farmers farm their crops. Why and how did this happen that they are killing one another? Is it that the farmer grazier dispute over there is unsolvable? No. If it is not solved, it is because government does not want to solve it. How many cows are even there? Those of us who live in the West, how many times have you seen cows moving down the streets? There are more cows in Belgium, in the United States, in England, in France, than they have in all of the Cameroon put together. But you don't find the fighting there. It's a problem that could have been regulated within hours if the government wants to do it. If you want to rake out, so be it. But it's your own parcel of land. If the people don't have money even to buy the back wire, government can do that as assistance. Cows don't run across back wire. You fence your cows, you grow the grass there, they eat and they live there. They live within a confined space. But when you allow cows to roam the streets, move down and eat people's crops, expect those tensions to be. What are the cows eating your crops for? The cows are just hungry. They are freelanders. They are just landing in. They are free breeders. They are breeding anywhere they can find grass, anything they can find something to eat. Why has the government not regulated this problem forever and ever? In the 1960s, before we joined this people, we never heard about farmer grazier issues. They were well documented. They were well regulated. Farmers knew where they ended. The graziers knew where their cows were allowed to graze the grass. And so it is a political tool government is using, that's my opinion, to keep the people divided. The people know each other. And so back to this story of this gentleman who is decapitated. That's the most awful crime you can commit on somebody. It don't just kill the person, it cut off his head. If they are the Boros, which we don't know, are these people so savages? Are they savages? There's a difference between killing somebody and then decapitating the person. That marks something awful, very painful death. Thing that is not supposed to be done by civilians. It's not a gunshot. To decapitate somebody, you can't do with the cutlass and cut off his head or her head. It's not one cup. You cut two, three times before the thing goes off. So why did it get down to this level? We don't know. But this is not the first. This is not the second. It is not the third. Many things have occurred like that. And so the question we'll ask again, back to your issue is, what is the government doing? What are all these duos? What are all these prefects doing there? One of the roles of the prefect is to manage land. They are the chair of the land consultative boards. To go there and say this is where you end, this is boundary for you. They are not doing it. Is it because they don't know? They know it. They know what to do, but they're not doing it. Is it so difficult for them to do it? Certainly not. But why are they not doing it? Because they want to set the people against themselves, to distract. So they may not, for example, others are running asking for water. We don't have water, we don't have electricity. So we find in Tico, find out somewhere else. That's already a burden for them. But if the burros and the food and whatever you call them, that can occupy themselves, fighting among themselves, they will not come to the buffet. That would have spent them some time. And so, why is it only in Ambazonia? I've always asked. Why are they not doing the same thing in Garoua? There are more cows up there. They have more cows in Gandari, in Betaro Oya. Why is it only happening in our own area where there's already war, people are being killed, then the surrogates of government are killing others in the name of farmer grazing? It cannot be a coincidence. It is negligent or it is directly planned. That's my view about that. And so again, as you find it, that's the end of it. What the best you will get out the next day is investigations are ongoing. Nobody investigates anything. If it was investigated, nobody would come out with the results. A good example to conclude. We remember Ngaragu. The government armed the Bororos. They admitted doing it. Then they were asked, where are the Bororos you armed and the arms you gave them? What was their response? We don't know where they are. They disappeared with them. How will you give arms to people who go down and kill people, burn houses, and then when confronted, they say don't know where the guns are? Are you not an accomplice? You're an accomplice. And so that is the reason why we have to fight against this nonsense. It, that man is one too much. It's one too many to risk his life for over nothing. And so we have to fight this thing until we get our independence. Farmer grazier issues, we can manage them. We know what to do. We always did before we purportedly joined them. We shall continue to do it. We feel sorry for that family. We just hope that the guy will rest in peace. And then, as the way forward, we encourage people who live there. If government has ignored their problem, they can solve their problem themselves. It pays you not to kill your brother because of grass that cows eat. It pays you nothing to kill your brother because a cow came and ate your corn. That can be resolved. It can be compensated financially. It should not be something that takes away someone's life. It should be discouraged. But a good Ambazonia, when we get to Ambazonia, we will manage those things. We will regulate it. Those things, if they will not end completely, we will minimize them as far as we can. Over to you.
Basia, indeed, the it should be fought to the root causes. Now, Commander Zama, you've heard the stories, even if you've not been in Amazonia for a while, but you've heard the stories of the Mbururos or the farmer-grazier conflict. And looking at this most recent one, would like to get your thoughts on that.
We have the Bororos all over the northern territories, and in my village, we had them as neighbors. We were living orderly pretty well, no problems. They bought crops from us. We bought animals from them. We bought chicken. We bought goat from them. There was no problem. I think the problem that's having is they're trying to pit these communities together uh, to kill each one of them. And we've seen this thing happen over and over in Ndonga Mantum division, especially. But I would just want to say, like I said last week, the chiefs of these communities should sit down, and if it's in the pure situation of differences between grazier and farmers, those things could be settled, like Barrister Mbesia said. Those things could be arranged. But once these people are uh, radicalized by some elements of the CPDM, like Jerangala, it makes some of these people go out and behead people. Beheading is very common with some Islamic faith. They do that, but I'm not saying that this particular case is done by them. But we have to try to keep this thing to not be a communal war between our two communities. But for those who have been radicalized and they're coming to kill our people, our ASAs will be at watch day and night for these people. If they are coming to kill and maim our people, they will not be treated any different from the enemy. They will not be treated any different from La Republique or any bandit who has a gun to kill people. We will go after them. But my my heart goes out to the family of Pa Gay, who was decapitated, and to all the other people who have been killed in that area of the country. We want your community to be at peace, and that's why we have our Ambazonia State Army in that community. Tell the people, the citizens of that community should work with the ASAs to get some of these things intervention early so that it doesn't come to people being killed. We want to have a peaceful relationship with the people in that community, and we've always been one. And let not be deceived by people like Gerald Gada, who is sitting in comfortable suites in Washington, D.C., or in Douala, or in other parts of the world, with stolen wealth from our citizens. We should learn to understand that that place is the only place we have. We are no different. They're not going to be treated any different in La Republique than Ambazonians are treated. They would look at them all as Ambazonians. We had one of our friends who used to be a minister, Musa. Musa died last year or a couple of years ago, but he was a decent person who was from that community, and we want them to understand that we want to live together. We've never had any issues, and let nobody push them to be enemies.
Very wise one there to the Mbororos. Nobody should push them to be enemies with their neighbors. Very well said, Commander Zama. Very well said, Barrister Tim Mbasia. As always, it was indeed insightful having you join us on Undaunted tonight. But this is where we draw the curtains with you to a close. Thank you for joining in.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.